From Fred House Studios in Farmersville, California, it's Garbage Time Points with Mike.
In California, I'm like a 2. Alaska, though, I might be like an 8.
And Rick.
I'm gonna get a t-shirt, short, sweet, and slutty.
A Wizard Fart production.
This is Manny Pacquiao.
And now, here's Mike and Rick.
All right, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of Garbage Time Points with Mike and Rick. I am Mike, your Fantasy Football Hall of Famer, as always.
Yeah.
And of course, the guy to my right over here, that's Rick. How you doing today, Rick?
I'm doing good, although I'm an adjacent Stevie Wonder right now.
Yeah?
I'm deaf, not blind.
Mm.
Can't hear anything.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't have an extra plug-in for Rick's headphones, so he can hear us, but he can't hear what we're doing,
Nope.
like on here.
So when you guys giggle at something Fredo does, I will not be giggling.
Yeah. Dude, what's wrong with Rick today? Like, someone listening to, like, what's wrong with Rick on this one? Jeez. No sense of humor.
Nope, not today.
You know? And, of course, the guy on the other side of the table, a man that I would not hesitate to call a volunteer if he ever did anything to sully the name of this good show, Fredo. How you doing today, Fredo?
Doing it right until that last comment you made. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Oh, you haven't heard the news of the day?
No.
Go watch Fox News or something. Oh, they probably won't even be talking about it.
No, they won't be. They'll be talking about cheeseburger emojis.
I was just saying, they kept saying all these guys that got their indictments today were just volunteers. No, not all of them. The guy who, Papadopoulos or whatever his name is, they just kept calling him a volunteer even though they were pumping him up and all that stuff. Anyways, that's for another type of podcast. This is not that podcast. I thought that Fredo would know what was going on and would think it would be a funny joke, and instead it wasn't. It fell flat. Yep. Whatever. It's like our group saying. Sometimes you just throw things against the wall to see if they stick, and that one didn't stick.
Yeah, you just throw it out there, see
Yeah.
what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it comes back. Sometimes sometimes it's that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was right there. Thanks for not keeping up on the news of the day, Fredo.
No problem, man. No problem.
Jeez.
It's what I do.
You can follow us on Twitter at GTP Mike and Rick, at Michael_Gaspar, at Richard_Raposa, and at Half Zero. Also, at GTP Podcast. That's Fredo's little special thing where he's over there giving you FanDuel tips.
I don't know for how long, though.
Why?
I have not been doing that great.
I know that, but like it's just the effort,
Yeah.
It's hit and miss because when you have those good weeks, you forget about all the bad
I
ones.
mean, for as bad as it looked, it wasn't as bad.
But you know what the problem was? Oh, we'll get into it
Yeah.
because I think we had the same problem this week, and we'll get to that right now.
I'm just glad I got out of that second page bracket.
Yeah. You can also look for us on Facebook. Just search Garbage Time Points. Listen to us on iTunes, and also visit gtppodcast.com. Our show is there. The guys from the Podcast Express are there. They have a lot to talk about, especially in WWE with the 3 big releases and all that stuff, and news of the day, and Raw being crazy and SmackDown being crazy. So go to our website and go check them out. And kind of the same thing that Fredo's in. I didn't really care for this week's or last week's sit, start, and sneaky plays. They didn't look so good for me. So I feel what you're saying, but we move on. And hopefully we hit it this week, right? Mm-hmm. So how was everybody's weekend? Or week or whatever since then, since our last show?
It was a howling good time.
Man, you keep trying to put this like... We came in here and Fredo's been working on this like scary Halloween voice with us. It's just weird to see him do impressions. Fredo's not an impression guy, and he's pushing this one right now when we came in.
What is wrong with my voice? That sounded a little bit Russian.
That did.
Russian vampire.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of close? I don't know.
Transylvania.
Where's Transylvania? Is there Transylvania? Is this something that I should know?
Is it a spooky town?
Yeah. Won't you take me to Spooky town.
Just a made up place that you thought was real your whole. Like you thought the North Pole was fake.
There has to be a Transylvania. Fred, can you Google that, dude? There has to be a Transylvania. There has to be, man.
And Romania.
Oh yeah, see, it's close. It's close.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's in Europe.
Yeah, so it's around there. Hey, what do you know? The Broncos are going to score.
And
I just thought I'd point that out, man. I'm mad
It's
right
good.
now. I'm mad at fantasy football. I'm mad at myself.
What,
Whatever.
the Hall of Famer? What?
Yeah. Oh, but there's a flag. Hey, anybody catch Stranger Things too? That's like Talk of the Town. Did you guys watch it?
I started. I'm
Yeah?
slowly creeping my way in.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
haven't
want to do
watched
it all
one
at once.
episode ever.
Rick, you need to do yourself a favor and watch it, man.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it.
Okay.
There's a little girl on there who kind of looks like you.
Oh shit! I wouldn't doubt it.
Rick kind of looks like 11.
All I gotta do is shave.
If you had,
Add a little blood.
Yeah, because if you just shaved all, dude, you could pull that off for Halloween. If you shaved the goat and put a little blood under the left nostril, dead on,
Let's do it.
dead on.
We need a side by side.
Yeah, side by side, you need one because I'm telling you, you'll be like, whoa.
I do have some girlish, features.
No, I'm just. Well, I mean,
The eyeballs.
Yeah, because see, look, right here. I don't know if he can turn this thing to you. Yeah.
It's the eyes, man. It's the eyes.
It's just the shaved head, like, yeah. So Rick looks like a 13-year-old girl. Yeah, it was good, man. I really enjoyed it. Are you keeping up with Walking Dead, though?
Yeah. I don't really like it.
Yeah, me neither. You know what? I had this thought today. You know what it's reminding me of? Have you seen MacGruber?
Yeah, I actually have a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
Have you seen it?
No, I just like to dress like him.
Oh yeah. Well,
Fred Gruber.
the funny thing about MacGruber is that he doesn't know how to use a gun, and there's the scene towards the end of it, spoiler alert, where he's just like waving a gun around, shooting in all directions and stuff. That's what the first 2 episodes of this season of The Walking Dead feels like to me.
Yeah.
They're all MacGruber walking around, not knowing how to shoot guns, and they're just shooting everything, like shooting out windows when they should be shooting bad guys.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I just think that they've gotten too big for their britches as far as like trying to be too artsy and trying to be like they're too much extra. They're like they're about themselves right now,
Yeah.
which is kind of like annoying. Where like good art, cinematography, like films and shows, they do it without trying. It seems to me that they trying to be artsy and trying to be like this mysterious show. And it's like, dude, just tell the fucking story. Like, put some cameras in some interesting spots and let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need all this shit.
The show started and ended with 5 minutes of their fucking faces, like smiling or sad.
Yeah, like I'm just.
That's what it was. It was just that. It was
They're
like here's a
just-
close up of
yeah.
them looking something.
They're just too like they're suggesting themselves. Like they're just suggesting of themselves. Like they're just like, oh, look at us. We could like, dude. It's about zombies. It's always been about zombies.
Yeah.
Guts, killing people. Just let's let's
Yeah.
go. The whole point is anybody could die at any moment, and you guys haven't given us shit to this point.
Yeah.
So let's go. Like,
Yeah.
Let's make it interesting.
We might. I don't even know the name of the guy who got shot in the stomach, and like he might get lost. But I don't know. They're like, it's important to the story.
No,
it's
not at all.
I don't even know his name.
Like none of this is
Yeah.
important to the story at this point.
Yeah.
Like no,
That's what's going on.
they're selling you wolf tickets. Is
Yeah.
all they're doing.
All right, let's move on. Let's try to move this show along. Hey, GTP FanDuel. We had 12 people sign up, same as last week. First of all, we got to give a shout out to Jordan 5L or I. I'm not sure which one it is. I guess I could look into it, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
Jordan.
Do you know who that is?
I have no idea who that is.
I'm curious as to know who that is.
Yeah, they have.
Because they've been following me around on my little escapade on FanDuel. Every competition that I enter, I see that motherfucker right there with me.
Did they add you as a friend?
I don't know how to add friends. I don't even know how to check
There's
it.
like something where it says like invite friends, and I'm like, well, just share it on.
Well, I think that's
just
when you
email.
No. It's a different thing. It's a different thing. All
Salud.
right.
Yeah.
Bless
Good.
you.
Bless me.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations to you, Jordan. You did a good job.
Oh my gosh, I won!
All right, and then our page 2 loser. There was only 2 of us on page 2, and I guess I gave away who one of them was. But our page 2 loser, first one is Gridiron Gods. Congratulations.
Oh, man.
You don't got that one either?
No. I can't find the Ace Ventura one.
You're a loser!
Yeah,
I couldn't
so
hear it
you
even if you did.
And in last place, it was me.
Oh, the Hall of Famer.
Yeah. You know what the problem was, and it was the problem that you had? Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott gave us like 7 points.
I blame Zeke and his fucking court hearing
Yeah.
shit.
I blame the rain. You know, I'm blaming the rain on this whole
can't
thing.
stand the rain.
And it should be one of those things we pay attention to.
Okay, Missy Elliott.
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry, folks. I'm watching this game and I need Tyreek Hill to just give me now 9 points. I had 7 points coming into this, and then they let him throw
In
a
the
fucking
PPR
touchdown.
too. In the PPR,
Yeah.
which is very easy.
Yeah. Instead of throwing him the ball in the red zone, you tried to let him throw the football.
When Alex Smith is actually playing pretty good.
Yeah. What the hell was that? So he throws an interception.
What the hell, Kansas City?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, Mike?
Le who? The her.
Took me a while, but I found it.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
I'm supposed to insert reaction here.
Yeah. You know what I need, though, right now to cheer me up?
What do you need to cheer you up?
I need something cute about animals because I came in last place.
Last.
The Dodgers are down in the World Series. I need something cute, so let's get something here.
Just look into my eyes.
And now it's time for Rick's Cute Animal Facts.
Is it my turn to talk? Am I ready?
You're up. You're on. And go.
All right.
I thought our producer was going to do one of these little... You know?
For those who can't
Yeah.
see, Mike did a rapping point.
I just went, huh?
All right. Baby Beluga. We all know that song, right?
In the deep blue sea.
Yeah, Baby Beluga. Well, belugas aren't just adorable.
Uh-huh.
They're lifesavers.
Really?
Yeah. So there was a free diver
Uh-huh.
diving 20 feet under the water.
Mm-hmm.
Cramped. Could not swim up.
Wow.
Losing oxygen. Dead.
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, at the surface of the water, a baby beluga came and lifted her up to the top of the water and saved her life without
Swim so high and swim so deep.
Oh my God!
Baby beluga in the deep blue sea. Wow.
Saving lives, baby beluga.
The beluga saved that person's life. One, they're not a cat. And first thing they did when they went on the land, can you guess the first thing they did? Because I know what you're talking about.
They sang baby beluga.
No, that's not the first thing they did.
They kissed the beluga?
No.
What'd they do?
They arples and bernerners.
You were there, I saw.
Yeah, I saw all of it.
Arples and bananas.
Come on, who didn't like rapping? God, we still have memories. It's like still something that comes up just driving around and listening to the damn Raffi.
Raffi,
Like, my sister really loved Raffi, and I guess I did too, but she was like the main one for it. But yeah, Arples and Bernerners.
the king, the legend.
What else? What other songs did he have? I know, okay, Baby Beluga.
You know, brush your teeth.
Oh, yeah. See, I forgot about it.
Speaking of brushing your teeth.
Freaking.
Breaking of it.
I told you. I don't. Did I tell you guys on the show?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you have to like take breaks in between it, or else it kills your gums and like the enamel on your teeth.
Oh, yeah, you said
Yeah.
Okay.
You told us, but I don't
Yeah.
think it was on the show.
Oh, okay. I thought I did, but yeah, you have to take a break on. Like I used it for a couple days, and it just hurt, man. My teeth were hurting so bad, and I was like, okay, yeah. I guess I should have paid attention to the people that said just use it a couple days and then take some time off because I thought, like.
Well, have you ever used like teeth whitening strips?
Yeah.
It's like that, right?
But that you use like
film
7
around-
days.
It leaves like that film around your gum. Or
No,
like,
it's not like that.
No, where it's like basically killing like all
You're
that.
just scrubbing the shit out of it. It's like somebody's. It's just, I don't know, man. Just imagine ground up charcoal, like to a fine powder, but being in your mouth and you could still, it's like you could still taste the
and
grains.
Like you can bite it and like feel it.
Like you hear the, you know when you get sand in your mouth?
Yeah.
It's like that.
That crunch.
It's like that.
Like
so,
no matter how much you rinse it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you think you get it out and then like you're just, you know, you spit in the shower because that's where you have, like, that's where I discovered you have to do it at. You can't just like sit there with it and brush your teeth with it over the sink because it's gonna get all over the place. It does. I had it on the window, went to the wall.
It all smeared all over his face, his elbow.
From the window, dude, seriously, from the window to the wall to the sweat dripped off my balls. Because you have to put in work on it. And that's what it did. Yeah. That's what it did, man. So yeah. I'm gonna give it about another week and I'll jump back into it. But yeah, that shit's a fucking mess, man. I highly caution you to try it because it's not good. I hate being the test dummy, and I think Fredo knew that too because he's like, I can't, because there's nothing that anybody ever said about like, don't do this before you go to the dentist. Oh. I think you knew that like it was a shit show to even try, and you were like, let's try.
That's such an evil laugh.
I knew it wasn't a good idea when I went to the dentist a couple of days after that, and I asked my dentist about that.
Oh, really?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, but then at the same time, that could just be them being like, you know,
we don't want you to use it,
not trying to lose business.
Maybe, but no, yeah.
Who knows? Because with the government.
But I mean, she should like, or he or she should be up on it no matter what because that's something that is on the market and they need to be in case somebody has questions.
But that was the thing. I watched a damn YouTube video of someone who's like not a dermatologist,
a
dentist, someone who is a dentist.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and they're a dentist, and they were like, I totally recommend this, and blah, 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 it's natural. Whatever. Let's move on.
It's charcoal. I guess it's natural.
Yeah,
I guess
like,
you can call it natural.
Yeah. Like, who discovered that, though? Hey, let's move on. Let's get some quick hits, Rick. What do you got for us?
Damn, there's a lot of them today.
Yeah, let's get it going, because there's a lot that's going on right now.
All right. We'll start it off with Tiger Woods, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Making a comeback starting November 30th. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you a cue, but you got to give me a cue back.
Yeah, that's what it's gotta be.
All right, University of Florida has fired their football coach, Jim McElwain.
A.K.A. Mr. Hump Sharks.
Mr. Hump.
That was the downfall, man. Yeah. That was the downfall.
Ever since, I mean, how could your football players look at you and like try to take order and we're like, motherfucker, you were on it.
You think anybody dressed up as a shark?
They all should have dressed up as those Katy Perry sharks.
Yeah.
He would have been humping his team.
And a naked blow-up doll in the back of him.
Yeah. That's a good idea, though.
All right, Philadelphia 76ers, number 1 overall pick, point guard Markelle Fultz is out at least 3 weeks with his shoulder. Will be reevaluated after that. The Houston Astros defeat the Los Angeles Dodgers in an epic Game 5 as the series goes back to Los Angeles with the Astros up 3-2 bigly.
Moo.
Washington Nationals hire Chicago Cubs bench coach Dave Martinez as manager. The Philadelphia Phillies named Gabe Kapler manager. The Houston Texans trade left tackle Dwayne Brown to the Seattle Seahawks for a 2018 fifth, a 2019 second, and cornerback Jeremy Lane. The New England Patriots trade Jimmy Garappolo to the 49ers for a 2018 second round pick. The Buffalo Bills trade defensive tackle Marcel Darius to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a conditional 6th round pick. Chicago Bears tight end Zach Miller had emergency surgery to repair a vascular something of an artery
He had a torn
in
artery
his knee after he suffered a dislocated knee in the game yesterday.
Yeah, they were worried he was going to actually
Lose his leg.
Like,
Not necessarily like not play again, but like literally lose his leg. Literally lose his leg.
Yeah.
And in Florida, a man bites off his neighbor's ear because he wouldn't lend him a cigarette. I mean, those nicotine urges.
Lend him a cigarette. I hate when someone asks you to borrow a cigarette. Like, I don't smoke anymore, but yeah, people would ask you, can I borrow a cigarette?
Like, you're gonna give the butt back,
or I don't want that shit back.
Like, what are you implying?
Or when someone offers me they would offer you $1 for one, and it was just like, what the fuck am I gonna do with $1? I mean, I guess you could always use it, but this pack costs $10, buddy.
Yeah, just take the damn cigarette.
I'm glad I ain't doing that shit anymore. Hey. All right, first of all, let's talk about the World Series and that game last night. Christ.
One of the greatest World Series games ever.
It's so hard to say it, even though I have to, because of the outcome,
you being a Dodger fan.
But that was just a fun game to. I didn't know it wasn't fun. It was fun and it wasn't fun at the same time.
Like, honestly, it was fun, but it was nerve-wracking for me, and I'm not a fan of either team. Like, my heart was in my throat, and like, I'm not a fan of either team. I have no rooting alliance for any of this.
This is like my first real experience with it, and my stomach is constantly in knots while the game is going on. It sucked to see it in that way, but man, it was a great game. I think that we just need to stop the whole, is this the greatest game of all time? I think we should just appreciate it for being a good game,
Yeah.
We get carried away with it, and it's just an unnecessary...
It is, but when you are watching what is happening, 3-run homer after 3-1, this team goes up, this team goes up.
Yeah.
The punchbacks, the whole series, how close it's been. I mean, you're talking, it was a 2-2 series, and at 3 different points that you had tie games going into extra innings for Game 5. These two teams can't be evenly more matched than any other team in the history of the sport.
Yeah. But it's like, it's a short memory type of thing. I mean, just think about last year. We had Cubs Indians and Cubs rally back, ninth inning. It's just what it is. But yeah, great game. The series has been fun. We go back to LA. Only this time, I don't think the home runs are going to be as relevant in this series because
bigger.
There goes Travis Kelce one more time for a touchdown.
Shit.
I think no, he missed it, and that wasn't even Kelce.
Good.
Sorry.
Good.
But the temperature's not going to be 103 at the start of the game. And balls were flying out those first two games in LA for both teams, and on hits that don't usually get out of the park.
They've already set the record for most home runs in a series, and it's only Game 5.
Yeah. And in the playoffs themselves, the record is 100?
They already set that last night.
Yeah. Well, wait, they're on 99 right now.
No, they already hit 100 was hit. Yeah.
Maybe I saw that tweet later.
It was before,
Yeah. It's ridiculous what's going on, but it's fun. It's fun baseball, man.
I mean, but okay,
what do you think about the slick balls too, man? The whole slick ball theory as to why they're flying out that way and affecting the slider.
Pitchers know, man. Pitchers know. They know the feel of the ball. They throw that thing hundreds and hundreds of times a day. They have that ball in their hand. They know the feel of it. They're saying that the laces aren't as rised, which you can't get the good grip on it.
That's the slick part of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're just tightened way down.
They're tight, and you can't get your fingernail under it. You can't get you can't get the grip off the finger because it slides off that finger. You could the way you grip it. Man, it's crazy. If it is, I mean, which they say that's conspiracy 101 right there from the commissioner, or it could just be a batch of balls that is just made a little different. But when you've been making them when you have guys that have been playing for 10 years, Verlander, who's been playing for 10 years, and he's like, this ball's different.
Doing it for ratings?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, of course, because
to bring people back. I mean, think about the amount of home runs that were hit this year, man.
They've set record. They hit more home runs than when the players were juiced.
Yeah,
they hit more home runs this year than when actual steroids were running.
Did I read it right? There was over 6,000 home runs hit this year.
Yeah. Just a ridiculous. I mean, you had guys who had 20 home runs and they were hitting 200.
Yeah.
And they had 50 RBIs because every single one of their RBIs came on a home run.
They broke the record a month before the season ended.
Yeah.
A month before the season ended, they broke the record.
Ridiculous.
Tomorrow's
Yeah.
weather for the game is going to be the high 50s with a 20% chance of rain.
I mean, look at Kershaw.
Yeah.
Look at Kershaw. He went seasons where he allowed 3 home runs in the season, and he's doing that in one game.
Yeah.
Like, no, like there's something up. And I mean, as the Dodgers go, I mean, I had Houston going in 7. I think Houston has just as good a chance winning tomorrow night.
Well, yeah, they got Verlander on the hill, man.
Against Rich Hill, and Rich Hill,
Yeah.
as good as he's pitched, he's not made for the stretch. He's not going to pitch 6-7 innings to save that bullpen, and that bullpen is taxing. It's crazy
Yeah, but the
because
thing about it
they
is-
haven't even played that many games.
They took him out after what?
It was four innings, and it was like 86 pitches.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Because the thing is his average against his opponent's average against goes up to like 400 the third time around.
Yeah.
The order. So it's picture poison.
That was the thing that killed them. That's what I think started this whole thing in Houston, because they pulled him out of the game and they put that bullpen to work early. Then you have the next game where they're running him out there again. Morrow pitched 4 straight. Then they get to game 5, and Morrow's dead tired. They tell him he's not going to go out and play. Roberts comes out publicly, says he's not going to play, and then they run him out there and he gets touched up.
Yeah.
Like, what did you expect to happen? And then you pulled Kenta Maeda, who is a starter who can go a distance, and he's good against right-handers.
Yeah.
He can shut him down. The only one you had to worry about was Gonzalez, but you pulled Maeda, who could have given you innings after that.
Because he gave up the tying shot.
I understand his thinking on, it got us to this point. All the numbers and everything, they got us to this point. Why would we change it now?
Yeah.
But there has to be something that goes on, like with AJ Hinch, to where it's
The
a
gut
feeling
feeling.
where you just say, you know what? I know the numbers are there. I know what the numbers say, but right now, that's not what's best for this
AJ
baseball
Hinch
team.
is out managing Dave Roberts
Because you still lost ball games during the year, and you lost 17-16 during the year, following the numbers. What does that say to you?
Well, what they're not accounting for is every pitch in the World Series in the postseason is just so exhausting. It takes so much out of you. 1 pitch equals 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, your bullpen, and I would hate to see how your bullpen would look if you guys actually faced competition in the first 2 series. You guys lost 1 game. If you actually had to like 2, 3, 4, if you had to go into the series, man. That would have they would have been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have even made to this point. So
that's just playing a what if game. I mean, we can't really.
No. I'm just saying, like, that would, like, they're taxed now, and they didn't even have a tough road through the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's how much he wore them out.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just hoping for the best tomorrow. Fredo and I both.
I mean, are you saying they're going to a game 7? You said they were closing it out.
I thought they would be closing it out in game 6. We got to go to game 7. We're back home, but there's no way to shut out the elements. It's going to be cold, and we know what happens to the ball at night in Dodger Stadium when it's not 100 degrees down on the field.
We
know it doesn't fly like that.
I had it going 7. I think they take it home tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I think Houston they smell blood in the water.
Of course. Well, it's 3-2. What do you want them to?
But that's not all that. I mean, that's not how it always goes, though. I mean, you're going back to LA.
No, I'm talking as far as them. Of course, any team that's oh wow, nice pick.
But when I originally picked Houston in 7, I said they're going to split the first 2. They're going to win 2 in Houston. They're going 3-2 back to LA. Dodgers are taking 6.
This
and we're
game
going
is going to 7. This game is going to 7.
I don't see it, man. I think Houston.
Conspiracy.
I think Houston's got it.
Yep. Conspiracy now. Mm-hmm. Why has it always got to be this way? First we had the snow job with the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Now Hurricane Harvey.
But you act like fucking the Raiders and the Dodgers are connected in any way, which they're not.
America.
No. We had the Saints.
Yep.
No. The Saints didn't win it that year.
Katrina.
Not the year.
The following year.
When
they came back and they opened up the stadium.
Yeah, but not the year.
Alex Jones, we need you. Alex Jones, get on this. Hey, all right. Hey, you got some hockey talk for us, Rick?
Get back, hockey talk.
Yeah, let's get some of that hockey talk.
Tu sabes.
All right. Nah, just gonna be looking at your phone. No hockey talk.
I was waiting for something. I don't even. That's what I forgot.
Remember, we don't care about this, so it's just like
I forgot. All right, hockey talk.
yeah.
I know I've talked about this, and you guys are probably tired of it and thinking I'm mailing it in, but nope. The Las Vegas Golden Knights are 8-1, have set the record for most wins in the first 9 games for an expansion team. They have the best record ever for an expansion team. Their goalie, Oscar Dansk, just won second star of the NHL. And actually more money is being placed right now on the Las Vegas Golden Knights to win the Stanley Cup than any other team combined.
Wow.
People are jumping on the bandwagon. They're feeling the flow.
Is that more of a hometown thing?
Harvey. They're feeling the Harvey. They're feeling the Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
They're getting behind this team. This team is getting behind Las Vegas.
Let me ask you something, Rick.
Yes, sir.
If that happens, and the Golden Knights do win it, will you start jumping onto our side of this Alex Jones conspiracy theory and say, damn it, they might be onto something?
I mean, it'd be hard not to at that point.
Right?
But Las Vegas, I mean, okay, now that all this money, because Vegas didn't have very big odds, now that all this money is starting to go into Las Vegas.
Oh, you think some kind of shark is going to come through and...
It's going to be bad because I don't think they're going to get with the Knights, but I mean, Las Vegas itself... The bookies are not going to want Las Vegas to win the cup if all these people are putting all this money on these long odds, because now they got to correct all the odds in order to make up for the gamblers betting. They're number 1 in ESPN's power rankings right now.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just a story. Like, they're beating the crap out of people, and they're doing it convincingly.
Yeah.
They're scoring a ton of goals right now. Like, this is something that's you got to look at in the next few months, because I mean, if it continues and they keep out hot, they're going to have a lot of money on them winning the Stanley Cup. And I mean, the first year we have a team, the whole reason why it was looked at as taboo to put a team, having these Sharks get in touch with these players, you're going to have a big conspiracy going on with Las Vegas. With these Sharks, the first year you have a team in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Buy our protein drinks and energy bars.
Bars?
You guys know what that's about?
No.
All right, never mind.
Stocking up?
No, Alex Jones peddles that shit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He peddles it. It's like to his listeners and stuff. You need my protein drinks.
Oh,
and then,
okay.
They did a study into
I
them.
put the crazy in them.
No, it's funny, though, because, I saw a story on it. And apparently the doctor that he always uses for it, that guy's not a doctor.
Well, you don't have to be...
but he's introduced him as a doctor with all this other stuff.
I know.
And then it turns out he's not a doctor.
I know, but you don't even in order to do a protein shake or anything. You don't even need FDA approval. You don't even need to be a doctor. You could just
Can you dress him up as a doctor?
That's why all these Instagram models and everything are sitting there with their protein things. You need to drink this. It's great for you.
Yeah.
Biotrue selenium.
Yeah. Why don't
We're
they...
like, do I get to talk like him?
Those Fredo impressions, man. Was that all you had for hockey?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Right.
We spent a lot of time on that. Hey, let's talk some fantasy football.
Fantasy. Let's do this.
Now let's talk some fantasy.
That's a cool story.
Wolf ball.
Yeah, that is a good story. Man.
That's a nice butt.
Yeah, well, we've been waiting. Tyreek Hill, he's caught 2 balls already, so... Uh-oh, we're halfway home. All right.
I'm coming home.
Yeah. So, this week, we had 6 teams on bye, and thankfully, we didn't have a lot of injuries. I know.
So you felt
Speaking
those
of energy, don't forget to buy your caveman
I was looking
shirt.
right there, and Fred was looking at energy stuff, and I was, whatever. But they were gruesome, man. You had mentioned the Zach Miller injury.
Yes.
I must say, and I know that they don't listen, of course, but it needs to be said. NFL Game Day, why the hell did you show that injury from different angles on a loop?
Oh, it was bad.
On a fucking loop.
Paused it,
oh my god.
Frame by frame?
This is the exact moment that it dislocates.
They took every camera that they had and they showed that angle of his leg literally coming apart. Literally coming apart. It was disgusting. I don't know why they did that.
They should get fined by the FCC.
I understand while the game's showing it once and maybe showing it once during the highlights, but to show it that many times, oh my gosh.
I mean, I just think that they're probably feeling like most of the public is desensitized to that kind of stuff with Dr. Pimple Popper and all these shows with plastic surgeries and everything like that. Like, most people will sit there and eat friggin' cereal while that's going on. Like, I'll look at it for 2 minutes and throw up all over the place.
Rick fainted into my lap when it happened.
I quote, fainted.
Kelsey limping off the field.
He has to take a shit.
Yeah. Speaking of,
dude, he puts himself through a beating in those games.
I told these guys a good story about having to take a dump, but that's for another time. So yeah, Zach Miller, dislocated knee, tore an artery. They had to take a vein from his other leg and put it into that leg just to save it. He's not out of the woods yet. He has feeling in his foot, but it's they have to wait for things to settle and see if everything takes. This is more than just hoping to get a man back on the football field. This is trying to save a man's leg.
They said that if the Chicago actual team doctor didn't notice it by his pulse dropping, if he didn't do all the checks that he did do and said it when he did, he would have lost his leg for sure.
Wow.
The steps that they took from when it happened saved his leg.
Yeah, that's
up
good,
to
man.
this point.
Yeah.
Get that man a raise.
Yep. Chris Hogan. I haven't heard anything final on it yet.
Hold on, Mike.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, we forgot about it, huh?
Chris Hogan. They did an MRI today, and nothing has been nothing negative or positive. You know how the Patriots are.
Yeah, they're kind of.
But they said last night that it wasn't to be serious.
Yeah.
And that MRI, because he didn't break anything, and that MRI was good. It was a big hit to the shoulder. He got a stinger.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that because
they have a bye this week, so I'm thinking that they're just gonna
they're gonna stay quiet on it for as long as they can. And go from there.
Exactly.
Jordan Reed, he left yesterday's game with a hamstring injury, and it was one of those injuries where he was just running a route and he pulled up and then just went immediately off the field. That's just not a good sign.
He can't stay on the field anyways.
Yeah. Alex Smith, strip sack. Cool.
Yeah.
And then Joe Flacco. Man, that hit he took on Thursday night. I didn't think it was dirty. I don't think it was as dirty as people were trying to make it out to be.
I don't think it was dirty at all.
Yeah, but the guy ended up... Did he get a game suspension?
They haven't announced anything to this point.
Oh, they have to wait for the week to play out.
To play
yeah,
out.
I mean, I forget because it's on Thursday and it's just so, long ago.
No, yeah, it's so far in your memory.
Yeah. But apparently he might be able to play this week, so who knows? But yeah, it didn't look good. Caused a big fight or whatever.
I mean, he tried to put on an imaginary helmet that wasn't there.
Yeah.
He tried to adjust his helmet that was not on his head.
Is
that what he was doing?
Yeah, he was trying to grab his face.
Put his head. Yeah, he put his hand up like that, and he's trying to do whatever, and then that was it. His
helmet was off.
Yeah, his helmet wasn't there. So I mean, it sucks to laugh about it, man. But yeah, I mean, now that he's okay.
Well, and it's not it's a degenerative, condition where every hit you take is taking you further down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But I mean, he signed up for it, so I think we got to kind of.
He's getting paid.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it.
There's a lot of guys who said they'd do it all over again to take their family out of this.
Oh, yeah.
They'd go the money, the situation opportunity that it provided them.
Mm-hmm.
They'd do it again. They're the sacrificial lamb, basically, the way they see it.
Yeah. So that was it for the offensive injuries for the most part. Those are the major ones that have to do with fantasy football. So let's move on to waiver wire pickups. There's 6 teams on bye, okay? And I know I mentioned that before. Let me tell you who they are. I guess I should have done that already. But I got distracted.
There's some good teams.
The Bears,
good
the
teams.
Browns, the Vikings, the Patriots, the Steelers, and the Chargers. Those last 3 are the ones that are going to be putting some
the Vikings,
some holes in
Steelers,
people's
Patriots,
lines. Well, yeah,
Chargers.
Stefan and
Adam
McKinnick and all that.
Thielen.
Thielen, yeah. So, yeah, Vikings too. But yeah, a lot of big names on bye this week, so some people to look forward to. I'm not going to recommend anybody to drop this week because there are 6 teams on bye, and I always get it wrong, and I'm just tired of getting it wrong. But I will say this: Martavis Bryant, I would just let him go at this point, man. Juju looked good.
Juju on that beat. I mean,
And he's just so
damn.
disgruntled that I just can't see him ever, like, getting back into the good graces of Roethlisberger or Tomlin.
I just don't understand why you don't trade him at this point. Like, let the man go. That's what I've always hated about teams. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, like, they just hold, like, no, just, like, let the guy go. Like,
Yeah.
let him walk. Like, are you afraid to give him
He
up too
probably
cheap?
fucked the coach's daughter.
Yeah.
Probably. Is that why he's always looking like like he's...
Did you hear the rumor going around that he was the one that stole Juju's bike?
That was Martavius? I
Yeah.
mean, that's...
There's a rumor going around.
Well,
I'm not
of
saying it
course.
happened.
I mean, after everything that's happened, of
Yeah.
course that's going to be like the internet's next way to go with
Right,
it.
but that would just be funny if he just went and
Did
snagged
you
his bike.
Did you see the whole Mia Khalifa thing? Like, she's like, Team
Oh,
Juju,
yeah.
and he's like, nah, hell no.
I
I
fought for
fought.
that.
And then, like, all the memes of him, like, with the Antonio Brown, where he's cleaning the punter in the face, and it's Juju's fucking face on it.
I don't care what any of them say. That girl's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so some names to consider picking up this week. Jared Goff, he has a matchup with the Giants this week. They're not very good against the pass. They're actually not very good at anything anymore. But, yeah, how about Jared Goff? Teddy Bridgewater, that's, another... I'm saying this again. I know I said it last week, but it's one of those speculative things that, like...
They're saying after week 10, he could be...
He's practicing this week.
Yeah.
He's practicing...
But this is week 9.
Their bye week or whatever.
Yeah.
He's practicing after the bye week.
Yeah.
And... according to doctors and their team doctors, he's recovered from this thing.
Well,
so
they
that
have
was
4
just about seen.
They have 4 weeks
3
from when...
weeks.
Well, 4 weeks from when they activated him from the pup list, I thought. This could be 3 or 4.
I thought it was 21 days. That
It could
after
be.
they get,
It could be. So basically, he has 3 or 4. They have 3 or 4 weeks to either release him or put him on the physically unable to perform for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So they're winding down to where they got to activate him.
Mm-hmm. How about Josh McCown, man? He just continues to put up numbers. And they're always down, too, so he has to throw the football.
Yep.
So that's a good reason. And he put up good numbers in the rain against the Falcons, who have a decent defense.
I mean, he's only had a couple games where he hasn't put up at least solid numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's been pretty good the whole year.
Very serviceable, especially considering that...
Serviceable?
Yeah, Rick's famous saying from last season. Everybody was serviceable.
He's serviceable.
Case Keenum, you could also pick him up even though they're on bye. Just grab him now. He's doing a decent job with all things considered.
Get your 15 to 20.
Yeah. And how about Jimmy Garoppolo now? Pick up Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G.
Put him on your bench. He's probably not going to start this week. But,
Damn, all that
storm.
CJ Beathard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? Liked him. Now I don't like him anymore. That's the way fantasy football works. Sometimes you like people, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
So, now I'm going to cut him. But, I mean, there's no way to pick up Jimmy Garoppolo. He's owned in all of our dynasty leagues.
Dynasties.
But, pick up, dude. I love what the Niners did with that, man. I mean, they only gave up a second-round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo, who looked really, really good in replace of Tom Brady. It says a lot about the Patriots and how they feel about Brady playing into his 40s, or maybe they're just like, you know what, let's go get Colin Kaepernick. Can Colin Kaepernick sign there?
I mean, Robert Kraft is a Trump guy, and he hates in the whole thing with Trump and Colin Kaepernick. I don't know.
But I went and looked. No, they have no backup right now.
Yeah,
they have nobody on their practice squad.
Nobody.
They have to
got rid
sign
of
somebody.
Jacoby Brissett.
The only thing is that along with this trade, the 49ers have decided to cut Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer's
so
going
maybe
over there.
Brian Hoyer goes back
Brian
over
Hoyer's
there.
going over there.
Yeah.
That's why there was like, oh, why didn't they ask for Brian Hoyer back? Because they're going to get Brian Hoyer for cheaper anyway,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter. You want me to give you my cons for the trade? One, it's going to basically be a first-round pick because they're getting either 33 or 34. They already kind of locked up with the amount of wins that they have. They're going to have either the first or second overall pick. So basically, you're giving up a pseudo first-round pick. He's already a little bit older. You did it halfway through the season, so he can't help you this year. So you can't lift up that second-round pick to make it kind of less valuable. He's already in his contract year, so you have no control over his contract. He's gonna get big money. You've never seen him play just as much as you haven't seen a rookie play, and you get no rookie contract.
Well, they have seen him play.
93 snaps.
That's something to these people now.
Okay.
We know what's going on.
Okay.
Look what Mike Glennon got.
Okay. But look at that. You have no rookie contract. You have a team that you're trying to rebuild, and you're giving, he's 26 years old. That's cool.
And they have cap space, and they have a ton of
They have
picks
cap
that they racked
space.
up from last season.
They have cap space. But he's going to be just as far along as any guy that you get in the draft next year.
That's a tough one, man. That's tough.
You're paying him.
I get your point.
And
man.
you're paying him starter money off the bat.
I get your point. I understand where you're coming from on that. But it's like I was saying, because Mike, who comes on with us sometimes to talk wrestling and whatever nonsense, he, that Mike right there, he played the Mike laugh. I gotta tell him.
I was saying,
I believe, if I remember correctly, I'd have to go and look at it, but I don't really want to right now. His thought was, why wouldn't we just take one of the top quarterbacks in the draft? And I'm like, well, if you think about it, they both come with the same type of potential. And looking at Garappolo, at least we have sort of an idea of what he's done in the NFL, and you can look at it and say, of course, yes, he was in a better situation with the Patriots, and who knows if that's going to transfer over. But people seem to really like Kyle Shanahan. They seem to really like what he does with quarterbacks. Look at what he did with Matt Ryan. Look at the downgrade of him.
I think Garoppolo's a great fit for him and that system.
My point for him is that team has so many holes in it that it's fine that they basically did. Yeah, they're going to be paying more money, but they gave up a second-round pick for a guy that was being asked for a legit first-round pick before the draft started.
But nobody offered it to them.
They were asking the Browns. The Browns offered like a second change.
But that's why they didn't do it, because they thought they could get.
Yeah.
But everybody sees the film and it's like, no, he wasn't a first round grade coming out.
Well, nobody
just because you guys have him for a couple years.
But that's not also true, because teams value those picks higher.
And the thing is with me too, I don't think that this is a referendum on the Patriots thinking Brady could play past 40, because Brady, he first 3 games lightened it up. Last 4 games, not so much. He did the same thing last year where his second half fell off drastically. I don't think the Patriots are sitting here saying, we are going to go forward with Tom Brady. I think this is a move saying we're not going forward with Jimmy G, and that we're going to take one of the quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah, but you just said yourself, the contract year, they know that Tom Brady's going to play past him.
But that's my point.
They're going to lose him.
But that's my point.
They're going to lose him either way. At least they got compensation for him. It's not getting rid of a guy because they didn't see him be in the future. It's because they still have. But
they could have gotten rid of Tom and went with G.
Are you gonna get? Are you gonna be the guy that pushes them out the door? I know they do that type of
thing.
I know they do that type of thing.
Belichick wants to do it.
I know
Belichick is looking for the excuse to push Tom out. Yeah. Why do you think he drafted Jimmy G in the first place? Because he's like,
because he drafts quarterbacks.
Because I want Tom.
Yeah.
Belichick wants to win without Tom Brady. Belichick wants to prove that it's him and not Brady.
Yeah.
So him going out is not gonna break Belichick's heart. And Robert Kraft already said it's up to Bill Belichick when Tom Brady leaves.
Yeah.
So this is not him saying I am going forward with Tom Brady. This is him saying I am not going forward with Jimmy G. I am not going to pay him what he wants with or without Tom Brady.
Yeah.
See you later. I know I'll have Tom for next year. I'll draft one of these because, dude, this is going to be a class where, yes, we have Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and Josh Rosen as the top 3. Now it's Josh Allen as number 1, it looks like, because Sam Darnold has taken a step back.
And he might not even come out.
But you still have 5 first-round potential quarterbacks in this draft. So they're sitting there saying, all right, we got a late first-round pick. We have a top second-round pick with one of those guys. However the draft shakes out, we're taking a guy. That's what they're saying.
I'm saying the reason that it's a good move for the 49ers
I'm not saying
in a game where you do the draft and you hope that these guys turn out to be something, they got a foot in the door with a guy who has shown that he can play
snaps
more than these other guys coming in. And some of them coming into the season, dude, you can name off all the names you want of backup quarterbacks and stuff like that. Yeah. That's not that doesn't matter.
It's the same thing.
That doesn't matter.
But it's the same thing.
They're not the same player.
Why do you think they're trading him?
We're going to wait and see how this thing plays out.
I like Jimmy G, but I'm just saying, if you come in thinking that you got your franchise quarterback with a second-round pick, hold on, because Ryan Mallett, Brian Hoyer, all these same thing. Friggin' Matt Castle. I mean, they looked good in that system too.
Yeah.
So like, let's just hold.
We'll see how it all plays out.
Especially because you're paying $100 million. You're gonna pay him $100 million.
He comes with the Patriot playbook too, right?
Who he does?
Yeah,
The Patriots know the playbook.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the Patriots playbook. It's not difficult. It's 3 yards here, 3 yards there.
Yeah.
Like, it's really nothing crazy.
All right, going on. Alex Collins. Need a running back? Pick up Alex Collins. Looks like he's the top dog right now in Baltimore.
After you told him to drop him.
I know, right?
Pick him back up if he's there.
Pick him back up if he dropped him. Like I did in our main
Well,
league.
because dude, you get worried about a running back who fumbles. As soon as he fumbles once, twice, you're like, I got to drop him because
in multiple games.
Most of the time, they are not going to get touches.
Yep.
Hey, good job.
Yeah. Marlon Mack just continues to score touchdowns, man, and he needs the ball more. He did outsnap Frank Gore. Frank Gore was actually pretty productive this past week, but it was a good sign that he outsnapped him and scored that touchdown on the screen pass.
Did you see that 2 teams have called about Frank Gore's services? So he might
There's a lot of
be on the move.
There's a lot of things going on right now.
Well, because teams
are calling about T.Y. Hilton now.
Well, teams are realizing, hey, a player could come in halfway through the season and still help out more than just not doing anything.
Oh, let me say this before I forget it, too, because I was at that Dwayne Brown trade. Mm-hmm. Man, I was so hoping because, as a Deshaun Watson owner, I was hoping that was the Jimmy Graham trade. Remember they were talking about Jimmy Graham being traded that day? I was like, oh, my God, let Jimmy Graham get traded to the Texans. But it wasn't him. It was for Jeremy Lane and like a second and late round
I thought they got a second and a fifth
they got a
and
good haul
Jeremy
for
Lane
him.
For a disgruntled left tackle who didn't want to be there, 32, and wasn't...
Yeah, they won. They won that trade.
Yeah.
Easily.
Because Jeremy Lane, even if he just becomes a nickel, that's still good enough.
Now what's his face? I'm drawing a blank on his name. Rick Smith is looking like a genius GM.
Oh,
what a difference! What a difference! Getting a franchise quarterback actually makes for you, because that was the big thing. Remember,
he's always a quarterback away.
Yeah, and then now he finds his quarterback, and like Rick Smith does everything right.
Well, because dude, look at the teams he's built over the last 7-8 years, man.
The teams of today.
Houston Texans.
What about him?
Houston Strong.
Hurricane Harvey.
Well, dude, he did. Deshaun Watson did donate his game check to 3 workers for the Texans who lost everything during the flood. Like, he gave his game check to them.
Yep.
So he bought a championship.
Orleans Darkwa still putting in work for the Giants. They're coming off a bye this week. You can get him into your lineup. He's been putting some decent games.
Get him in the lineup. Like if you're hurting for like a flex guy, put him in.
I have Jamal Charles written down here, even though he apparently fumbled the ball away tonight. They were talking about him, the second half being the playoff push running back for them.
He ripped off an 18-yarder. 2 carries later, fumbled.
Yeah. So, take the good with the bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Good job.
Rex Burkhead. Rick's all excited about Rex Burkhead right now. They've been pumping him up, and then he comes back off that injury this past week, and he looked good.
Well, there was rumors about the Patriots because they have 4 really good, about the same level of talent running backs, and they all could do the same thing. About I'd say Gillislee is the weakest as far as out of the backfield hands wise. Other than that, he can do what they all could do, basically the same thing.
Yeah.
They all could run inside, outside, catch the ball in the backfield. They're saying that they could trade one of those 4 guys for a defensive lineman. Everybody was hoping it was going to be Dion Lewis, but they're saying that chances are if you want a Patriot running back, it's going to be Gillislee. And I hope that they do, because that's going to open up the backfield for the Patriots, because they will all each have defined roles. To where you could get all 3 of them in your lineup. And Gillislee, if he goes somewhere, he could be in somebody's lineup because he would be able to put up production to where he's a starting running back for somebody.
Gillislee.
I feel like he's talented enough to be a starter.
I don't think so. I think we've seen what Gillislee is.
He runs, dude.
Well, yeah, he's a running back.
No, like
he runs.
Dude, he averages 4.5, 5 yards a carry, breaks tackles, and he scores.
He's a skip back.
I like him.
He's Zach Crockett.
I like him.
He's Zach Crockett.
No.
Corey Clement.
No. Dude, that's an insult.
No. Why?
Zach Crockett
goal
was
line back, scoring touchdowns, picking up first downs. That's fine.
He could do more than that, though. I feel he could do more than that.
J.D. McKissick, I know you're high on him. I'm not so high on him, but you can go out there and pick him up.
He looked like the best running back for them, and if they actually just feed him the ball,
What, he give him like 2 points when nobody got anything? It's
a
tough matchup.
He ran, but I'm saying if they got rid of fucking Rawls and Lacey and gave him the ball, he would actually put up. He'd have games.
How about Robbie Anderson, man? He's been putting up some points for that Jets offense. Josh McCown's been looking at him quite a bit now, and he's
looks good.
starting to figure it out. Juju Smith-Schuster, man. That 97-yard touchdown pass was amazing, man. I just missed it watching the game, flipped over, and then I just saw him on the replay running away, and wow. And you know the best part about it is, in my other league, I didn't have a third wide receiver. I got ravaged with injuries. I don't have Odell Beckham. I don't have Allen Robinson. I'm sitting there. I'm looking for a wide receiver to pick up. And who's sitting there but Juju Smith-Schuster? And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Especially with Martavius out.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why he wasn't in everybody's lineup.
Nobody picked him up. And I was just like, yo, pick him up. 30 points later, still 8. I'm 8-0 now. Still,
like, dude, Ben. I think Juju is going to be that guy to help revive Ben.
Could be
to like sustain him for the rest of the season because now he has that solid.
He's going to be what Sammy
option.
Coates was supposed to be.
He has that option now.
Yeah.
Jesse James does what he's supposed to do.
Vance McDonald, if he ever picks it up,
and then you have Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And obviously Bell in the backfield.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Juju makes that team what Bryant was supposed to 2 years ago.
Yeah. Paul Richardson, you'll hear a little bit about him later. Corey Davis, the Titans are coming off a bye. It's time to see what the kid can do, see if that hamstring can keep it together long enough to put together a little run so we can get a good idea of what he's going to be. Tyler Lockett, he had 6 for 113. I was hoping for a big game from him, and I got it, so I was pretty happy about that. He's been starting to look at him a lot more, and plus you get extra with his special teams play. You never know when he's going to break one off. Jamison Crowder started showing signs of life again. That's good for people who we know personally, one who traded a first-round pick for Jamison Crowder, which was was weird. But he did it. And,
hey, you know what? We were sitting there that night, and like I had both of them like in my view where I was sitting, and like one looks at the other looks at it, and they like both nod their head at the same time.
We both got what we wanted.
No, like before the trade, and then they announced the trade. Like it was like they got to that point of the draft.
When the trade happened.
Yeah, when the trade happened, like they looked at each other, like it's going down. Like check. All right, let's do this. Like everything worked out to what they talked about before was going to happen.
You,
like
my
they
friend,
gave each other
are a
the
moron.
nod. Like okay, we're gonna do it.
That's awesome. Travis Kelce back in there, by the way, for all you owners.
Trade Brown.
Vernon Davis. Don't know what's up with Jordan Reed, but hamstring injury, like I said, left the game.
Vernon produces when he's out.
Jack Doyle. Wow. What do you have, like 12 for 121 or something like that?
Touchdown.
Against the Bengals.
Doyle.
And a touchdown, yeah.
Jack Doyle.
He had a huge game.
It was like 30 points.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure not many people had him in their lineup.
No. Dude, I was watching I can't remember a fantasy show, and they were talking about like your fantasy losses or whatever. The guy had him in 3 different leagues, benched him, had him in the lineup for all 3 leagues, but before the game benched him in all 3 leagues.
Oh, wow. Wow. And Jonnu Smith, not sure what's up with Delaney Walker. They said he might play, said he might not play. That's just like, you don't even have to wait.
Flyer.
You don't even have to put a waiver on him. Just wait and see, because I don't think anybody's running out there to get him. So, yeah, that's that. All right. I remember coming into the show, I was like, you know what, we're going to keep it kind of short. We're already at about an hour right now. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to run through sit, start, and sneaky. So let's start it off. Rick, who are you sitting this week at quarterback?
Andy Dalton's. They're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are averaging, I think it's like 8 points fantasy or 7 points fantasy wise against. Quarterbacks are getting like about 7 points against them fantasy wise. Just stay away from Dalton.
Yes. I'm going with Matt Ryan. I've been trying to trade him. This is going to hurt me.
You tried to trade him like to me like an hour ago. 2 hours ago.
I hit up multiple people in the league. I don't think it's happening. I don't think my brother listens to the show, so I'm hoping that I can still work a trade with him. I couldn't even get Orleans Darkwa in a second form. So, and it's not like I'm going to go out and drop him, so that's my point. But anyways, I was trying to do it before we did the show, so that way...
you didn't have to trash him before you're trying to
Yeah, but now I have to trash him for, like, my integrity. So, yeah. That's what's going on. But they play the Panthers this week, and I'm just tired of sitting here and saying, because I fell for it this week, I sat Deshaun Watson for him. I'm tired of telling people this is his breakout week. It's obvious it's not going to happen. Sarkisian doesn't know what to do with these guys.
Never called plays in the NFL
Yeah,
before.
so I'm just saying, if you could trade him, like I'm trying to do, trade him. I wouldn't drop him because he holds more value than
I'll give
that.
you Fat Rob for him.
No, I got that I said too.
That's
But
why
yeah,
I said
he's
that.
not the elite guy that you were hoping would be your quarterback, but
Fat Rob.
So yeah, sit him. All right, who are you starting?
Russell Wilson. I know this is obviously, but some people were still sitting him for other quarterbacks because you probably got him as your number 2 quarterback. Russell Wilson is lighting it up for the last 3-4 weeks, and he's going to continue. They have no running game. He's going to say, you know what, guys, put me on your back. Get on my back. Now that you got an actual left
Put me
tackle.
on your back.
Yeah, but no, he's going to say he's going to be carrying these guys on his back, and he's got a left tackle now. Hopefully that help. And they didn't have to give up Jimmy Graham. He's finding Jimmy Graham.
He knows the system. He used to be a Seahawk, so I mean, like,
and he's finding Jimmy Graham too. So.
I'm going with Jared Goff. They're coming off a bye. They get the Giants, who are
They're
giving
coming
up the
Goff a bye.
Yeah, he's giving up the 6th most points to opposing quarterbacks. So play Jared Goff. I'm expecting big things from him.
So you're saying Cooper Kupp then?
I like Cooper Kupp as well.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Who's your sneaky play?
I'm saying Eli Manning coming off a bye. He's playing the Rams. It's probably going to be a shootout. The Rams have a terrible defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so we're liking it as like a shit show game of the week, right?
Oh yeah.
Was that your sneaky? That was your sneaky.
That was my sneaks.
I'm saying, and this is weird because I told you not to play him last week, and he's not really having a good showing right now. Trevor Siemian. There's not going to be a lot of options out there, and there's some big quarterbacks on bye. The Eagles, they're not very good against opposing quarterbacks, and he might be getting Emmanuel Sanders back next week, which is a big boost to him. I think that'll help him out a lot. So Trevor Siemian could be a nice little sneaky play for you this week. Sneaky. Yep. All right, moving on to running back. Who are you sitting?
Devonta Freeman. Last 3 games, only 11 carries. That offense is lost. He looks terrible in that offense. Mm-hmm. And he's got a bum shoulder now, so I think I'm seeing big things for Tevin Coleman next week.
So I'm with you on that one. Devonta Freeman, I had him down here. Same reasons that you just said. Plus they play the Panthers, and the Panthers are actually pretty tough against the run. So who are you starting at running back?
Aaron Jones. He has a tough matchup. The Detroit Lions have actually had a solid defense. But he's going to be getting the carries. They're coming off a bye. The rookie quarterback, or not rookie, but, first-year starter, pushed into the situation. And that comes with the sit for Ty Montgomery from here on out because I think that they trust the kid. And Ty, he just really wasn't getting that much. He was only averaging 3.2 yards a carry when he was getting the ball as a runner. I think they're going to want to put him back in the slot. And try to work him back as a wide receiver and then use him as a backup running back and because they still have Jamal Williams. Yeah. So I think it's Aaron Jones' backfield from here on out.
All righty. I'm going with, and I know this is going to shock some people, especially people that listen to it all the time. I'm saying Lamar Miller this week. Like I said, anybody who's listened to the show or listened to me just talk or ask me about him, I don't like Lamar Miller. Never been a big fan of him. But the Deshaun Watson, he's done something to this offense, and all of a sudden everybody's like a must play at this point. And to top it off, they play the Colts, who have given up the 2nd most points to running back. So it's a perfect storm. Play Lamar Miller. Do it. Who's your sneaky?
Andre Ellington. I know that his role has gotten lower, been reduced since Adrian Peterson, but they're going to be trailing. They have Drew Stanton as their quarterback. Going to be some check down Charlies, and Andre Ellington knows him, knows how to play him, knows the system. So I think he gets back into that column where he's going to start getting those PPR points.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with someone you mentioned when we were talking about Freeman. I'm talking Tevin Coleman. I looked at the numbers. There's like a trend. Whenever they play a defense that has that's actually pretty good against the run, that's when he's performing. Devonta Freeman falls off. You put that together with the fact, like we said earlier, Freeman's shoulder, when he took that hit and he came off, his shoulder was hanging.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be a stinger.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see what
He's
happens.
not going to run the same the rest of the year.
So, I'm saying Tevin Coleman, I think he's going to be a nice flex play for everybody this week, so get him in there. Let's move on to wide receiver. Who are you sitting?
Alshon Jeffrey. Let me see who they play. Had a lot to do with that.
They get the Broncos.
The Broncos, the no-fly zone. There you go. It's going to be a tough matchup for them. He tends to look towards Aguilar more whenever they have those tough matchups with those cornerbacks. He had that kind of fluky touchdown this week. It was a beast of a play, but it was the end of the 49ers, and they were kind of falling off. It looked like a Benny Hill, game out there at the
looked like me at the Mayflower.
Yeah, it was just bad. Because he hasn't really been producing before that. It was the touchdown that really saved his day. So I'm going to say sit Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah. Let me quiz you here, Rick. See if you know what's going on. And just to be fair, I did look this up. The past 3 weeks, 9 for 97 and a touchdown. Can you tell me who that wide receiver is?
9 for 97 and a touchdown. The last 3 weeks in a row.
Combined.
9. It was probably Alshon Jeffrey.
Jordy Nelson.
You're a loser.
Oh, 9 for 97. 3 weeks combined. Okay.
Combined over the past 3 weeks. It's not good. You draft him as your number one. You might have to play him, but I'm telling you, if you could sit him, do it. They're playing the Lions, who are middle of the pack against the pass. But until Brett Hundley proves that he can actually get the ball to him, I'm staying away from Jordy Nelson, man. It's going to be hard to get him in that lineup.
Any of the Packers receivers.
Yep. All right, who are you starting?
Paul Richardson. You mentioned Tyler Lockett. He's looked good the last few weeks, but Paul Richardson has actually looked better. And both guys are getting more targets at the peril of Doug Baldwin. His numbers have gone down.
Oh, yeah, he's fallen off.
He's fallen off.
He
big
just
time.
hasn't looked right since that injury.
He hasn't, and Paul Richardson and Tyler Lockett have been the beneficiaries. He actually looks towards Paul Richardson a little bit more. He's scoring 2 touchdowns last week, and I'd say he should be in lineups from here on out until you see the trend go otherwise.
Yeah. I'm saying Des Bryant. Yeah, I think he's going to have a big week. He had a tough matchup with Josh Norman. They said he was complaining on the sidelines, but it turned out that he was calling out defensive formations or whatever. He was calling it out to his wide receivers. Like, that's what the coaches were saying, even if it's not true, whatever. But they're at home this week, and he goes into the matchup 1 touchdown away from breaking the all-time Cowboys wide receiving touchdowns mark. And I think they do it there. He gets a matchup.
A point.
Yeah, he gets there against the Chiefs, who are second worst against the pass. So yeah, Des Bryant, expecting a huge game from him. So who's your sneaky play?
Allen Hurns. They're playing Cincinnati Bengals. He's an up and down kind of guy. I just think he could be due for one of those ups.
I'm going with Ted Ginn. He's been actually pretty sneaky for the past couple of weeks, but this week they're at home against the worst pass defense in the league, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So play Ted Ginn. This might also be the week that Drew Brees gets some touchdowns. We'll see what happens with him. Who's your tight end? Who are you sitting at tight end?
I am sitting Austin Hooper. Things have not been good for him this year, nor the Atlanta Falcons offense that we talked about. I'm sitting him.
Yeah. I'm sitting Tyler Kroft. He's been in people's lineups. He had the Colts last week, led the team in catches, but they play the Jaguars next week. So I am sitting Tyler Kroft. Who are you starting at tight end?
I'm starting Evan Ingram coming off a bye. Hopefully they get Sterling Shepard, so it'll relieve some of the pressure because you know teams are going to be focused on him. But it didn't matter the week before as he went for 9 for 120 and a touchdown. Had a beast of a day. I see him being a must start from here on out. Tight end 1 with top 5 ceiling. So I mean,
Austin Seferian-Jenkins, man, keep telling people pick him up, play him. I think he's still owned in less than 50% of leagues, which is weird, man. Like, tight ends are
not having a great year.
Yeah, and it's like he just had 3 straight weeks with touchdowns, had that streak broken last week, but he gets the Bills, and if the Bills are weak anywhere, it's against tight ends.
Yeah.
So pick him up and play him.
It's because he's a Jet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They have this stigma about him, but they're actually like putting up some points, a couple of them.
Jermaine Kearse, Robbie Anderson, like you talked about, they're all getting good numbers.
Yeah.
Even Forte's come back putting up PPR, 14, 15, 16 points.
Yeah, he's getting those catches for him. All right, who's your sneaky play at tight end?
AJ Derby. You talked about who they're playing next week.
Oh, man.
Philadelphia Eagles, how... Simeon could, peep and poop a little bit.
Yeah.
Philadelphia's defense isn't, at that top level, at that top tier. You can score on them. AJ Derby, just somebody to always look out for, especially with Emmanuel Sanders with a bum ankle.
Yeah. I'm saying Jared Cook. He's been a reliable option for Derek Carr, as bad as he's been the past couple of weeks. And the Dolphins give up the 7th most points to tight end in the league. So play Jared Cook. Fredo, I'm just curious. We always say our things. Do you have a sneaky player that you're considering playing this week?
I do.
All right, who is it?
Play ticker.
Yes. Play ticker. Awesome.
I like that play.
Yeah.
You ever heard what that thing plays?
Good stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so unless anybody has something to add, I think that's going to do it for us this week.
Nice.
Went a little long. We've been doing that the past couple of weeks, but that's all right. Yeah. But, be sure to be looking out for our FanDuel contest. Go to gtppodcast.com. Go buy a t-shirt from Fredo. Are people buying that Dodger t-shirt?
Not really. I think I only got 3 sold.
Yeah, because people keep liking it.
They like it,
up.
but they don't like it enough to buy it.
You gotta hope that they win. If they win, people are gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now they're just not convinced about it.
You know what you need to do is make a Houston Astros one.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that hurts.
That says, no, this freaking team.
No, but you just figure out what their local saying is for their team, whatever
Houston strong.
Whatever their slogan is, and
thank you, Hurricane Harvey.
Or
damn, dude. I'm serious though. You can't just do you can't just do one angle of it. You know, that's how you get it. Or you do a combined World Series one, like a Houston versus the Dodgers or something like that.
Yep.
People like to commemorate.
I'm a hardcore Houston fan.
Yeah. Yeah, but also go listen to the guys at the Podcast Express. Haven't had a chance to listen to the past show, but go do it. Support our
team.
Yeah, support our team. Support the family. All that good stuff.
Yeah, the pod fam.
Yep. But yeah,
Bam bam.
Yep. That's gonna do it for us this week. For Rick and Fredo, I am Mike. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week, and we will try and do better.
Bye. Spooky.
Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yeah.